I strongly believe in the existence of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And this belief gives me purpose, meaning, joy, and shapes absolutely everything in my life. It is the most important part of who I am, and so I find it my duty to share with you my response to the Blasphemy Challenge. To start, I will say that this argument on the existence of God can essentially be discussed forever, with no universal conclusion. So what I've chosen today is to just focus on a few points as to why I believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. First, we can see that the world operates in a system of cause and effect. I slap a friend in the face, and as a result, she experiences pain. The weather is sunny, and so the ocean consequently gets warmer. As we boil any worldview down, we see that it sits on the foundation of an uncaused cause. Evolutionists believe in the Big Bang Theory. Christians believe in the triune God. So you can ask a Christian, where did God come from? But then we can ask evolutionists, where did the chemicals come from that are involved in the Big Bang Theory? Both questions are essentially asking the same thing. What is your uncaused cause? And so we demonstrate that everyone believes in an uncaused cause. Therefore, the real question is, what uncaused cause do you believe in? And so often, I find that it is not so much that people have a difficulty believing in God, is that they do not like God. They are angry at God because they are suffering or experiencing pain, and the world is cruel and there's so much evil in it. And so for the Christian, and me as a Christian, this is the hardest question to answer, this problem of evil. How can a good God exist when there's so much pain and suffering in the world? And as we approach this question, we must understand the nature of God. It is of utmost importance to look at the attributes of God in a holistic perspective. For example, God's justice cannot be separated from God's love. These two attributes must coexist. As God defines what is good, true, and beautiful, Genesis 1 states that God created humanity and he declared it good. Being an equally all-loving and all-just God, he gave us free will, the ability to choose or reject him. What we label evil, it is the absence of God and all of his attributes. Therefore, when we do not choose God, we choose to live in absence of all things good, true, and beautiful. The ultimate goodness and beauty of God is shown in his act of becoming human, dying on a cross, and rising again. All of this to offer us a tangible and practical way to choose God. And therefore, we are able to experience the attributes of God, such as relationships and eternal existence. As a Trinitarian God, he offers us a way to experience the goodness, truth, and beauty of him. He does not leave us to ourselves, but instead he displays the greatest act of love and selflessness on the cross, so that he may know us intimately. Further, to those who choose him, he sends his Holy Spirit to dwell in them. If we believe that God exists, then we must believe the nature of God to be true, that God is not distant and uninvolved, but he is an intimate and loving God. So we see that the one who created the universe also created time and space. This means that the one who created the universe must exist outside of time and space. He must not be bound to such measurements. If we believe God created the universe, then God must exist outside of time and space. As humans born into this world, we are confined to a limited perspective of all these things. But God is not, which means that he sees the world much different than us. He sees it with a holistic perspective. He can simultaneously see all things at once in coherence. Further, since he's outside time and space, he is also outside of evil. And therefore, we simply cannot see of God in his entirety because we have a limited understanding of him. We have a limited understanding of time and space and the definition of goodness. So to continue, if the universe was created by an accidental collision of chemicals, then all life on this planet was also created by accident, including the entire evolution of humanity. Further, all the thoughts in our head would also have to be a product of accident, the result of a chemical reaction and accidental movement of atoms. If everything is a product of accident, then what basis is there for validating whether something is true or something is not true? Why should we believe our thoughts about anything to be true? Whether we believe in the existence of God or do not believe in the existence of God, we all seem to agree upon a basic moral code, such as murder is wrong and is not right to inflict harm on those around us. We seem to agree that what is wrong for me is also wrong for you. Murder is not just wrong for one person. Laws, government, and the justice system all operates on the acknowledgement of these objective morality. If our perceptions, ideas, and thoughts are the result of an accidental chemical reaction, then how do we explain this basic moral code that our world so obviously operates upon? An objective moral code cannot exist in a world produced by evolutionary chance. An objective moral code must be derived from something outside our human understanding. Therefore, this objective moral code must be created and instilled in us from an outside source. As you know, I believe as a Christian this outside source is God. We agree that C.S. Lewis, as he says, a man does not call a line crooked unless he has some idea of a straight line. God is the definition of what is good, true, and beautiful. Because of God, we may know what is not good, true, and beautiful, and we may know what to call a crooked line. As an extension, if one does not believe in the existence of God, then one must not believe in the attributes of God. These being love, beauty, forgiveness, kindness, patience, and justice. It would be heretical to say that one does not demonstrate in belief, or beauty, or love, or kindness. Because we all do. We cannot deny that the universe operates upon belief in such attributes. This alone seems like a sufficient cause to believe in the existence of God. Yet to argue further, a true atheist is said to believe in nothing. No objective moral code, no purpose, no meaning for existence. But let me ask, how can one truly operate under such beliefs, truly believing in nothing? I would argue that it's impossible to live each day waking up believing in nothing. How do you operate like that? And so, these are just a few reasons to why I believe so full-heartedly in the existence of God. And the thing is, although God and Christianity can sometimes seem like a big fairy tale, there is logical and scientific reasoning as to why belief in God is very plausible. The thing is, believing that the universe was brought in by an accidental explosion reaps no overarching purpose in your life, no value on your life. My belief in God gives me direction, joy, purpose, and essentially a reason to wake up every single morning. And so this is my response to the Blasphemy Challenge. I hope more than anything that I was at least able to give you some things to think about. Thank you.